Hello everyone, this is Precise Wears, and in today's video I'll be teaching you how to draft a basic body full scale pattern, that's from your shoulder to your pelvic. If this is what you're interested in, kindly stay tuned and let's get started. So these are the body measurements we'll be working with. So the first thing you're going to do is to divide your shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder is 14. Divide that by 2. Whatever your shoulder measurement is, go ahead and divide it by 2. Mine is 7. Then I mark it 8. And the next thing is to mark my neck width. A good way to discover your neck width is to divide your bust circumference divided by 2. Of mine is 3. And I'm using a neck depth of 3 inches as well. Then for the front shoulder slope, I'm using 1.5. Then you connect all the lines together just like you see me doing. So the next thing I'll be doing is to discover my chest line. A good way to discover my chest line is to divide your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Then after that, what we are going to be taking is from my shoulder to my nipple. My shoulder to nipple is 9, and that's what I'm connecting here. Then after that, I'm going to discover my shoulder to my under bust. My shoulder to my under bust is 12 inch, and that's what you see me marking here. Now mark 12 inch across. Then I'll rule it. Then I'll connect it with a straight line. And after that, the next measurement I'll be working with is my shoulder to my waist. My shoulder to waist is 16 inch. My front shoulder to my waist, that's my front length, is 16. So that's what you see me doing. Then I'll connect together with a straight line. Then after that, I'm going to discover my full length, which is 24. Or from my waist to my hip. Yeah, that's what I'm using as well. I have 8 inch. Then I'll connect the lines together. So just like you see me doing. And after that, the next thing we are going to be doing is to name our pattern. Yeah, this is my chest line, my bust line, my under bust, my waistline, and my hip line, or my blouse length rather, whichever one. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to come down from that shoulder slope and rule across with a broken line. Then from that shoulder slope to that chest line, whatever you have, go ahead and divide it by 2. Then you come in by half an inch. Then from that shoulder slope, connect it to that half an inch. Then you divide your bust circumference by 4. Mark it on the chest line. Mine is 9 inch. My bust divided by 4 is 9 inch. Mark it on the bust line. Then use your cuff to connect it to that chest line. And from that chest line, you bring it down to the bust line. Just like you see me doing, go ahead and do the same thing. This is a beginner's friendly class. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to divide my waist circumference divided by 4. My waist circumference divided by 4 is 8 inch. But I'm going to be using a dart of 1 inch. So I'm adding 1 inch for my darts. Yeah, my waist divided by 4 is 8 inch. But I'm adding 1 inch for my dart intake. So that means I'll be marking on 9 inch. Then I'll connect it from my under bust to my waistline, just like you see me doing. Then the next thing we'll be doing is to divide my hip circumference divided by 4. My hip is 40. 40 divided by 4, that's 10. Then you rule it. Then you connect the line from the waist down to the hip line. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to mark our dart intake. Yeah, I told you I'll be using 1 inch for the dart intake. So to get my dart, my nipple to nipple measurement, that's my bust span, is 7 inch. So you divide your bust span divided by 2. Mine is 3.5. So you mark that 3.5 on the bust line, on the under bust, on the waistline, down to the hip line. You mark 3.5. Whatever your bust span is, go ahead and divide it by 2 and you mark it across. Then you connect everything with a straight line. Start your dart from the bust line, not on the chest line. Then you rule everything. You rule it with a straight line. You connect it with a straight line. So the next thing you're going to be doing is to come to that waistline. On your waistline, I told you I will be using a dart of 1 inch. So divide that 1 inch. Whatever dart you want to use, you can use 1.5 depending on your body size. But for me, I'm using 1 inch. So you divide that 1 inch into 2, just like you see me doing. Then you mark 0.5 on both sides. That's if you are using 1 inch for your dart. Then you connect the line from the bust to the waist, then from the hip to the waist, just like you see me doing. Watch carefully and do the same thing. from the hip to the waist. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to mark our bust dart. And to mark our bust dart, we can actually close the dart or sew the dart or cut it off, whichever one you want to do. So I've named my pattern, that's the center front and that's the side front. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to impute our bust dart. And to get your bust dart, I told you that my front length is 16, my back length is 14. To get your bust dart is the difference between your front length and your back length. My own is 2 inch. So that 2 inch from your bust line, you go down by 2 inch, then you connect it. Then you connect it to that dart egg that you're seeing. Then we are going to close the dart later. So that's all we'll be having for the front. That's our front pattern. We are done with our front pattern. So we'll be closing that bust dart. My front, my blouse length for the front is 24. When we want to draft our back, I'll be using 22 because of the 2 inch that we've used for this bust dart, so that the front will not be longer than the back, so that it will match up. So let's proceed to the back. The same thing we did for the front, just a slight difference. Divide your shoulder measurements by 2. Go ahead and mark it. Your neck width, I use 3. Then my neck depth, I'm using 1 inch. Then my shoulder slope for the back, I'm using 1 inch for the shoulder slope, for my back shoulder slope. Then you connect all the lines together, just like you see me doing. Then after that, we are going to discover our chest line. After that, after you have drawn your neck width and your neck depth, I told you a good way to discover your chest line is to divide your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Then you had 1 inch because of that shoulder slope. Yeah, so mine is 8.5 when I divided everything. Then you rule it, you connect with a straight line, just like you see me doing. And after you're done doing that, the next thing you are going to be doing is from your shoulder to my waist. My shoulder to my waist for the back is 14 inch, not 16. Yeah, it's 14 inch. So from my shoulder to my waist for the back, I have 14 inch. Then I'll mark the 14 and rule it and connect it. Then the next measurement I will be taking is from my shoulder to my blouse length, which is 22. I told you the back is 22 and the front is 24. Whatever you have for the front, minus your bust dart from the front and use it to get your back. You understand? You know we use 2 inch for our bust dart. So you remove that 2 inch so that by the time you close the bust dart, it will match up. So I've gone ahead to name my pattern, the chest line, my waistline, and my hip line. So the next thing I'll be doing is to impute my waist measurements. My waist measurement is 8. Then I'll be adding 1 inch for the dart. That's 9. My hip circumference divided by 4 is 10 inch. I've marked the 10 inch. You can as well take it like this and mark the 10 inch. Then you connect all the lines together, just like you see me doing. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to impute our darts. Yeah, I told you I'm using a dart, a dart of 1 inch. A dart of 1 inch. You go ahead and divide your bust span into 2. Your bust span, that's your nipple to nipple. Mine is 7. 7 divided by 2. Then I have 3.5. Then you mark that 3.5, just like you see me doing. I'll mark 3.5. Then on the waistline, you mark 3.5. Then on the hip line, you mark 3.5. Then you connect all the lines together. Then you come back to your waistline. I told you I'll be using a dart of 1 inch. Yeah. So you divide that 1 inch, you share it into 2. Then I have 0.5, 0.5. Then you mark that 0.5. Then you connect it from the chest line to the waist and from the hip to the waist, just like you see me doing. So that's my center back and that's my side back. I've not added any allowance. When I want to transfer it to the fabric, I'm going to add the allowance. Then I'm going to close my bust dart. The reason why I added my under bust, you may actually include that under bust, is because I'll be using this pattern to make a bustier. So in my next video, I'll be teaching you how to make a bustier with this pattern. So that's why I added the under bust. The under bust is actually not necessary for a basic body pattern like this. So That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.